absolutely no late entry for any single show. That goes for artists and patrons alike. It's done for many reasons. It's standard across the board in the entire Fringe circuit. It's been this way. It won't be changing. Even if your show's a comedy, even if it's improv, even if it's any of these things that are less distracted or disturbed by somebody coming in late. It's not fair to our patrons who've been there and paid to get in there early to have people walking across the stage. There's a safety factor to it as well, and there is just a blanket policy across the board because if we let one group start doing it, then everybody's going to want to do it. So those are the reasons behind that. The buttons are required by everyone, so if you've got people that are coming to the Fringe for the first time, you're going to want to encourage them to get their buttons in advance before they get into line and it's not sold at the venues and then they get pissed off because they've got their ticket and they don't have their button. Particularly if you have novice groups and you're bringing big groups of people with you, very important to do. About 60% of our ticket sales are advanced online ticket sales. It increases every year. 90% of our tickets are sold online in advance. So our tickets will go on sale at Fringe Preview, April 28th. And it's important for you guys to publicize this, get the word out so that people start buying it before everything starts selling out. Shows, here I'm going to go through some things that are a little bit different this year than in past years. We will be having ticketing, box office for Fringe exclusively over at the Orlando Shakes right here. The box office hours are from 4 p.m. to midnight on weekdays and from 9:30 a.m. to midnight on weekends. It is important in your marketing and as you talk about the shows to encourage your people to not call the Shakespeare rep or Fringe office to purchase tickets. There are absolutely no phone sales whatsoever for the festival. They are all done either in advance online or here at the festival at the box office. You can buy tickets for any show on any day of the festival during those operating hours. It is a really good idea for you to tell everybody to plan and about an hour in advance if they're going to buy tickets here on site to go to a show that's happening that day. Because there are 500 parking spaces out here in Lock Haven Park, okay? There will be shows going on at the rep. There will be exhibits happening at the museum. So parking is always an issue. There is absolutely nothing we can do about it. I encourage you to plan as artists your time wisely and encourage your patrons to do the same. You cannot leave your cars parked at loading dock areas. Amy will go through that as she does the walkthrough with you. You cannot park on grass or on the side around. The city will tow you, okay? They have been a little lenient about this in past years, but we have been fully informed that your car will be towed if it is on any grass or any kind of side areas that go around Lock Haven Park at all. There's street parking to some degree. There's also parking over at the Science Center. That is a private parking lot, not a city parking lot. They charge anywhere from, sometimes they don't charge. Generally it's around $3. I've seen it be up to $7. So know that if you're for parking, that Science Center is an option. Generally, when this lot gets full, we will put signage and things out there to let people know so that you can know that not waste your time to drive around a lot to find it. The other piece about it is, one thing too that's going to be very different is our red venue. So this is an outdoor ticketed venue that will happen in the Darden Courtyard. It will be tinted and you will, as Genevieve said earlier, be able to drink and eat and watch a show at this venue. And so it's an exciting thing. It's the first time we've ever tried this venture and we're looking forward to it. We have all different kinds of groups on that. That's not to be confused with our free outdoor stage that is in the lawn itself. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the festival, you know that we have the lawn for the first time last year. It was a huge success. It's going to be double to triple the size of Presence as it was last year out there. And the stage is out there is going to be more of a typical rock concert-y kind of stage that you would see down on Church Street or something. that will be out there. The beer tent will still be there. Our food vendors of all different sorts will still be there. Our vendors of wares will still be out there. And it's just a really important piece of the festival because that is where everybody congregates. And I can assure you that your show will sell better if you are out there promoting your show, without a doubt. If you do not have presence out there, it will hurt the sales of your show. It's more important than any review that you're going to get. So that kind of lends me to go in toward marketing your show, press, cross-promotion, and that sort of stuff. All of you should have received media list from us by this point. If you have not, then you need to let Dana know that, and we'll make sure that we get it to you. The 3 big papers locally that cover our festival are the Orlando Sentinel, the Orlando Weekly, and the Watermark. It is really important for you to market to these places if you do nothing else. I do not think that it is important to buy an ad in the Orlando Sentinel. It is not the best bang for your buck. The ads are very expensive. It's not an absolute thing not to do. But if you were going to purchase advertising in a paper, I would recommend the Weekly or the Watermark over the Sentinel because it's going to last longer throughout the course of the time of the festival, and it's going to be cheaper, and it is more of our overall paper reader base. Having said that, our local theater critic Elizabeth Maupin's blog is a huge source of fabulousness and controversy at every festival. It will continue to be this year. My advice to you, because I've been on all sides of this, is this. I do not think that it's your choice to do whatever you want. I do not think that it is wise for you to comment on your own show review. I do not encourage that. Again, that's your own choice. I do not encourage things that are any kind of negative, fueling energy. Positive criticism, constructive criticism, absolutely. But things that are going to cause a huge fight between people, name calling, and even if Betsy doesn't put it on her blog, if there's talk of that sort of thing happening and it fuels into the beer tent, it doesn't service anybody in any way at this festival. It just does not do that, okay? The other end of that is no need to go to a love fest. Just because a show gets trashed, and that's one person's opinion, and they're your friends, you don't need to go on there and be like, I love everything about the show when you hate it, because it is so obvious, okay? These are just simple things, okay? What you are going to definitely want to do is get all of your collateral materials into Betsy, into Seth, and into Lindy and everybody up over at the Weekly, into the Watermark. If you have a gay-themed show, if you yourself are gay and want to use that angle to sell your show, you are silly if you don't get that stuff in over to the Watermark. They cover us, they love us, and it's that's your audience right there. In terms of advertising anywhere, if your show is gay-themed, or even if it's not, What's Happening Orlando magazine, which I'm sorry I do not have one on me, features this festival every year. It is out in every club around town. It is our hugest target market audience base. If you were going to buy an ad in something other than the Fringe program, I would recommend What's Happening Orlando magazine. I will be sending out some information about some special deals that both the Weekly and What's Happening Orlando magazine are offering. I also encourage, if you do not know how to make an ad yourself, and some of you don't, okay, let's face it, that you want a good quality ad, and there are 2 Fringe endorsed places, there's many others. Chad and his partner run CJ Designs, and Mark Bertelli, who's our website producer, also does ads. These 2 places will meet your deadlines, they know how to work